Hi, this is Camilla Blossom. Welcome. This is Earth School's event called Celebrate New Earth. And we have a special guest today, Elissa. And we're going to be doing a beautiful transmission with Mother Earth and Divine Mother. Feels like such an important time for us to open to that nurturing, feminine, sacred energy of Mother and allowing ourselves to receive that energy of love, of care, of tenderness, of strength and courage, and all the ways Divine Mother and Earth Mother represents and shows up in our lives. And so I want to welcome everyone here. We have a beautiful group of souls with us and others joining. And if you're listening to the recording, of course, you'll receive as much. I want to emphasize that word too, transmission. And that's a word I use quite a bit in my work, because a lot of the work when you're working with earth-based teachings and working with spiritual energies and subtle energies, you're really working on the level of vibration, of transmission. So often we receive the most, not necessarily the informational style, which can be helpful as well, but transmission is the energies, the frequencies, the codes of light, all that love and energy that's coming from all different directions is what is healing us, is what's informing us, is helping us open, ascend, feel more, see, and go through the process that we're in, even when it's so difficult. So I invite you, even starting right now, to open and receive the transmissions from the Mother Earth, the Divine Mother, the Mother within yourself, whatever Mother means to you. And if you've had difficulty with mothering relationships as a mother or with your mother or your grandmother or in your lineage, you can use this opportunity, and Elissa will share more of the healing and cleansing, clearing, and whatever it is you need from this energy. And so I invite you to receive, to really relax into this, to allow, to open, and just be. It's not an active quality that needs to be expressed here. So, before I introduce Elissa, I just want to mention too that I began doing these Zoom events to call forth different wonderful people that are in my life that have been students or colleagues or people doing work that relates to the earth, to Earth School, and of course the divine is always part of that. And so I just wanted to remind everyone, if you missed any of them and would like to see them, they're on my YouTube channel under Camilla Blossom Bishop. And there's a new an Earth Day event. There's one about COVID. There's one about Spirit of Tobacco, tuning with that spirit. There's a unicorn healing event, and there's also an Earth ritual. So feel free to go on there and look around, or look at camillablossom.com. Has links. All right. So now I'm super pleased. This is a very special person in my life, and I think you'll feel that way too when you meet her. And actually, I'm going to put up the little, if I can find this screen share picture. Let's see. Oh, I don't know where it went to. Okay, never mind. I have this really sweet, I'll see if I can find it later, of Elissa making flower essences. But we'll see her in a moment here. So I want to read her information just to introduce you. And then I'd love, Elissa, for you to share more about yourself and some experiences. You've had such a wonderful, adventurous life in a way, like the different things you've been doing, and really embodying the beautiful energies of the sacred feminine. And I think it's important for all of us to be around others that are modeling that and living that way and doing it, so that we can learn and and transmit with each other. Because of course, this transmission, this energy isn't just one way, like we're doing it for each other as well in all different ways. So Elisa J Keen is a gentle, nurturing healer who uses Paramhansa Yogananda's divine will healing, Reiki, and intuitive techniques to help you feel connected to Divine Mother, to plant energies, and to your higher self guidance. Together with her lovely husband, Jabari Jordan Walker, Elisa is beginning Nama, which is an ecological Chinese medicine herb farm and retreat center based on Yogananda's World Brotherhood, which that word brotherhood does mean sisterhood as well. Elisa just recently graduated from UCLA in the MFA screenwriting program, and her screenplay Forest Girls, which I want to hear more about or have her share that because it's really fun, is about healing, herbal medicine, fairies, sisters, and depression set in the Pacific Northwest. Elisa became a Reiki master in 2014 and has led workshops, community events, and retreats across the US since then. She co-founded a fairy school, an after-school program dedicated to encouraging children's creativity. Elisa studied nature energetics and intuitive flower essence making with me, and she connects deeply to water, Lemurian energy, ancient priestess lineages, and of course, fairies. So welcome, Elisa, and I'd love for you to share anything you want to about, you and also your work with the Mother Earth and the Divine Mother.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that beautiful introduction, Camilla. I'm so grateful. Hi, everyone. Really grateful to be here connecting with you all. And I hope you can hear me okay. You can, in the chat, tell me if the audio is not great. But yeah, so I've had a very kind of expansive experience of the last 5 or 6 years, I would say. And part of the reason I was really excited to do an event today on 7/7 is 5 years ago today, in 2015, I had been living in Brooklyn for 5 years and had this miraculous ability to have a healing space for 1 month in my apartment called the Temple of Venus. And it was really an altar space and a space of ceremony for the goddess Venus and the feminine goddess that she represents. So Venus is not only that kind of Grecian Roman goddess, but she's also Isis, she's also Ashtartara, she's really the Divine Mother, and in many forms. So yeah, 5 years ago, I kind of opened a portal for about a month-long experience of having different healers come in and share events to heal the relationship with the feminine. And it also involved craft and flower crown making and hand silk dyeing, and it was a really beautiful experience in connecting with others and finding people who are interested in this work. And shortly after that, I left pretty much everything I kind of knew, and I went on a journey to the Pacific Northwest, and that's where I met my husband, and shortly after, that's where I met Camilla, in a very magical, unfolding way. But because of the fairy school that I started, I was really interested in fairy work and flower essences. And I found Camilla's website, and she was talking about fairies and mermaids and goddesses. And I just couldn't believe that she existed and was speaking so openly about working with nature spirits. And I had never seen anyone who was sharing in that way. So I immediately got in touch with her, and I said, I have to meet you. And we met at 11/11 on 11/11. And that was the beginning a very beautiful friendship that continues to unfold. And I had a beautiful experience of being with Camilla when she had a unicorn garden in Hood River area in Oregon, and visited her, and we really connected with the sacred feminine there, and fairies and pink peony flower, and yeah, that's a little bit of my journeying, and I would love to share about this movie that I wrote, Forest Girls. For the last 2 years, I've been at UCLA doing screenwriting. My background was in theater and writing, and I kind of wanted to reclaim that and think about how, as a light worker, we could use media, because I think a lot of primary wounds come from the ways that stories are told, and what the media tells us about who we are supposed to be. And especially for women, kind of just thinking about the kinds of stories that women get to be in charge of or star in. And so most of the movies I've written are automatically just from a kind of feminine perspective. And Forest Girls is about two sisters in the Pacific Northwest, and they're both kind of versions of me, the more like type A and like control freak me, and the more spiritually seeking me. And it's a story of one of them who's always kind of felt off in her own skin and had a bit of that nature disconnect, hypersensitive, who's a seer, who maybe has issues with mental health, but also has a lot of pain because of not being able to express her gifts and her intuition fully. Just finding community and finding women who do this kind of work, and who work with herbs and who work with fairies. And Camilla, one of the characters, is very much inspired by Camilla. And there's even a journey with pine that is basically a journey that Camilla and I took when we first met on that day at 11/11, all about connecting to pine and receiving that wisdom and mother bear nurturance. And I know we're going to talk more about the mother today, but I'll just kind of leave that there. Thank you.
Thank you, Elissa. Yeah, we've had some beautiful experiences, and some of the flowers you had wanted to share, like in the meditation. I thought it might be fun to talk a little bit about some of the flowers. Let me see if I can do this screen share and get here's the peony. I think most people know peony, but in case. Yes. But these were some of the peonies that we were tuning into when we were in Mosier, Oregon, when we were making essences together and doing some of this work. And so that'd be fun to talk about the peonies, and then the lilies, because we worked a lot with the lilies. Some of these flowers that to me really represent the divine feminine, or that energy, or how you relate with that. So do you want to talk a little bit about the peonies and the white lilies?
I would love to. I remember when we were connecting with these pink peonies, I had just got a camera, and I think we had like a fairy photo shoot with the pink peonies. You had a fairy sculpture, beautiful statue. And somewhere I'll find those photos to share them too. But there was something very expansive and bright. You can see that flower that's just kind of bursting like flower confetti. And I remember first we took a pink peony essence, flower essence at the time. And to me, when I take the essence of pink peony, feeling like this really sweet and soft heart opening, but also just that spiritual quality of this flower. And I recently, there it is. I recently made a white peony essence with Jabari, my husband, and we invited Kwan Yin to be with us in that, making the Chinese goddess Kwan Yin, and white peony we found to Camilla and I, we talked about how it's just this very pure spiritual energy. It really connects you, I think, to your higher self wisdom, to your I am presence, and this almost like Buddhic quality of silence and stillness. Oh, someone, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Rania or Rania. It was my wedding flower. That's so beautiful. Was that the white or the pink? I want to know. Or all peony. So yeah, it's such a spiritual flower to me. And when I've been taking this white peony recently, when I first took it, I felt like I was getting a crown, like a goddess crown, and this kind of anointing of standing more in my spiritual power and strength. Camilla, how do you experience the peonies?
Well, actually, I was kind of thinking it would be nice. Do you want to take some of those drops and then bring that energy in to transmit it to all of us?
Sure. Yeah, and I'd love to hear what people are feeling from it.
Yeah, and then let people experience that too. Enter into that field.
I have a little water vessel here, so I'm gonna put a few drops in the water for everyone, and I'll take a few drops too, and then we can breathe and close our eyes and feel into this energy. This is the white peony with Kwan Yin. So I'm gonna put a few drops.
Nice. Oh, beautiful. This feels so pure and heart opening. Just getting everyone to open our hearts together. So thanks for sharing that.
Thank you. Would anyone like to share how they're feeling this? I see someone, Danielle, sacred feminine, compassion, soft love. Thank you.
Anyone wants to share just about their sense of the mother energy, divine mother, earth mother? Anyone? Okay. There's one other flower I wanted to talk about too, was the white lilies. Especially you were tuning into the Mount Hood lily.
Yes.
I'm going to see if I can pull this up for people to see the picture of.
That's so beautiful.
All my little controls, I don't know where they went to. All right, well, why don't you start talking about it, because I'm trying to figure this out.
Sure, and I might be able to put the photo in the chat as we go. So yeah, the Mount Hood lily and white lily really came in when Camilla and I were talking about what we were envisioning this celebration to be today. And lilies seem to often come up for us in this conversation of the divine feminine and the goddess. And right now I'm kind of seeing and feeling that flower as like velvet, like this, but like silky velvet. And that coming with that message of this word that we love called luxuriating, and kind of remembering or making space for the idea that it doesn't take anything external to feel like you can luxuriate or that you can be wealthy or rich, knowing that we have that inherent. And it's funny, the word rich is so charged, but this idea of like it being internal and connecting to our sensuality, connecting to the flow. And when I think just talking about and feeling this flower, I feel more circulation in my body, softness, loosening, less rigidity, all those lessons of the feminine. And I love, I claim my divine beauty in space because I feel like this flower gives me permission to also claim creative space, to say I'm gonna create a container for something creative I want to do or express today, or even give myself permission to have unstructured time and to make that structure, like a little structure container for sacred time to play and be in beauty, that feeling of beauty, which more and more I'm finding these teachings to go within, and to be less about any kind of outward thing happening because I want something external, but instead to that idea of being and embodying.
Beautiful. Yeah, I wanted to share a little how I came to make this one too, because the white lilies I kept, when I was making flower essences to begin with in 2000, I kept being called to these different places. You would find these white lilies, and it became this beautiful, and other lilies like the tiger lily, the glacier lily, all these different lilies kept showing up, and they would tell me like, lilies give women permission to be women. And at first I was like, oh, like what does that mean? And this particular one called me up to Mount Hood, and when I got there, I found it in the forest. I'm like, this can't be real. This is like a 4-foot tall, fragrant, luscious, beautiful, big lily in the forest on Mount Hood. I'm like, this must be a volunteer. I could hardly believe it. And so I just became really engaged with it and made a flower essence and tuned in to its medicine. And it felt more of that goddess energy I'd feel working with the white lilies, particularly because they are very purifying and cleansing of all the old programming that women have had from culture and patriarchy. And so this one in particular was reminding us to live large, like to create a sacred space that's ours, no matter, like lilies, especially the white ones, represent a very subtle, fine, refined, high frequency energy. And so being able to be, like we're doing this in this time together, be in that frequency of joy, of light, of purity. And from that to be able to say, okay, this is my creative space here, and I can be out in the world and live large and not have to apologize. I don't need permission. I don't need excuses. I can just be a very feminine, sacred spirit and resonate that in the world, even in a world that does not value that, that does not want us to be that way. Like we're learning with these flowers how to carry that space. And not just for women, this can be for men and any expression of the feminine, whatever that means. And those issues of self-worth and value and sensitivity and empaths. So I just want to share a little about that. And maybe just for a moment, we can call in that energy. I know you're going to call it in. We're going to do the meditation here shortly. But call her in and invite that pure white lily. And you may even see a goddess or a spirit with this being, whatever deva, an angel, however you perceive her. Just invite her in to your energy and ask her for any qualities that you need to enhance and celebrate and even purify if that feels appropriate. And she can also help with grief. I know we're going through a big ending time. So letting those lily bulbs, those kind of watery bulbs, places we may hold grief in ourselves. Let her be like a mother plant, nurturing us through our transitions. And I think this might be a nice time to move into our meditation process, our transmission that Elisa is going to be leading. I think just to start us off, I invite everyone to really ground into Mother Earth. Feel your roots go deep. And open your root chakra and allow the energy to move into the earth, into the center. And ground your auric field. And also ground your third eye. We were experiencing a lot of openings with third eye. So grounding our intuition, our pituitary and pineal gland as well. Just connecting in the way that you do with Mother Earth. And I'd like to honor and acknowledge the indigenous tribes from all the lands that we are all on at this time. Here where I am, it's the Cowlitz tribes, the Yakima, and the Chinook, among others. If you know the tribes where you live, you can say them to yourself or just ask that those peoples that cared for the earth, that worked with it for generations, that did ceremony and blessings in these places. We just want to honor them, acknowledge them. And many times when I do ceremony, they come and become part of that. So I invite, they're just such lovers of Mother Earth. So I invite these healed and whole indigenous ancestors that are on the lands to be in circle with us. And now I invite Elisa to share a beautiful journey.
So wherever you are, feel I believe most of us are sitting, but maybe a few people are lying down, or if you'd like to lie down, you can. Just find a space that's comfy for you. And feel your spine. And take a few breaths into the length of your spine, knowing that your spine starts all the way down at your tailbone, your first chakra. And it's not straight, it has beautiful curves. You can feel those curves of your spine just getting longer. That it's coming all the way up to behind your eyes. And allowing for a little space in between the top of your head, or actually not the top of your head, where your head meets your spine. Just that area, a little looseness there. And take a few breaths into your spine, that beautiful channel for divine energy, that beautiful journey of enlightenment, the journey of the spine. And I'm going to call in Scottish lineage as well as the yogic masters from the lineage of Paramhansa Yogananda, which is the lineage that I work with. And if you have a different words that you use here to connect to the divine, I invite you to connect in that way that makes you feel safe and seen. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, Friend Beloved God, Great Masters of Kriya Yoga, Yeshua, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashaya, Swami Shri Yukteswar, Beloved Paramhansa Yogananda, Saints and Sages of all true faith, Anandamayi Ma, Kwan Yin, Goddess Isis Venus, Ashtartara, Mother Earth, Divine Mother as Earth Mother, Spirit of Rose, Tulsi, jasmine, yarrow, peony, white peony, pink peony, nature spirits coming in unconditional love and light, fairies, mermaids, gnomes, devas. We humbly bow to you all. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, Divine Mother, for guiding us, for helping us to know that we are expressions of you, of the I Am Presence, of the great truth, of love, of peace, of joy. Let us walk this path on the earth with firm steps, in full knowledge of who we truly are, illuminating the way for all others walking this path. Peace. So feeling a beautiful, loving energy surrounding you, holding you, feeling your aura like this beautiful ball of white and pink, maybe even purple light. And then allowing a violet light, a violet flame, the violet flame of Saint Germain, the Ascended Masters, to purify and cleanse and clear your aura, keeping you completely protected and safe, and releasing anything that isn't yours or that you don't need back to the great central sun and to the core of the earth. Feeling your strength, feeling your groundedness, and feeling your power. Remembering that this vessel that you have, this body, this beautiful vessel, is only a container for this being that you are, this magnificent soul, and really embodying your fullness now. Seeing this beautiful circle, this orb, that you are, like the full moon we've been experiencing and have just experienced, and inviting that lunar energy to come, hold you, and connect with you. You can imagine now that you're walking through nature in an area that's very supportive to you. There's a body of water, there's a river. You can step into this river or feel yourself as the river and allow water, the water element, to cleanse and clear. Feeling Divine Mother and Earth Mother uniting, connecting, holding you. And if you like, you can put a hand on your belly and a hand on your heart and just receive in this space. Receive a waterfall of love from Divine Mother and our divine team that is here with us. Allow your breath to deepen. You can sigh or make some noise in this breathing experience. Maybe sigh out a few things that can be sighed out. And we can invite this beautiful energy of Mount Hood Lily to be with us. Connecting to that lily in our Hara chakra, second chakra, navel area, and in our hearts. Remembering that this lily has a stem, stalk that connects to the earth, and allowing the first chakra to just really drop into the earth in strength and connection. There's some beautiful floral fairy energy surrounding us, reminding us that we can play and be sweet. And I feel this sweet fairy giving us all flower crowns of pink peonies and roses and jasmine. It smells amazing. And if you like, if it feels good, you can feel this fairy giving you some wings and just lightening you and your burdens and letting you feel this softness, this sweetness, and this play. And I'll give you a few moments to just feel into this playful fairyland energy. And the fairy is saying, you are such a beautiful container of the divine feminine. You already are. Just remember, you already are. She's anointing you with flower petals and glitter. She's inviting you to fly around or swim around in a beautiful nature realm of your own dreaming. She says, you can come and be with me and play with me anytime. This space is yours. It's so fun. to meet you and to see you and to be with you. She helps you find a tree that's your tree, a tree energy that really resonates with you. She invites you to rest and be held by the earth mother that is this tree, allowing your roots, the roots of your first chakra, and just your whole body to sink and rest in the earth, merging with Divine Mother and feeling stillness, silence, and peace. Give yourself space to feel into any messages from your heart or your second chakra area or your crown. And just receive any message or energy that you're needing to come into more balance and alignment even more. Divine Mother, Goddess Venus, Isis, wants you to know, she says, I am with you, I am here, I am holding you. And if my message resonates with you, know that you are embodying me. All beings are embodying the Divine Mother and the Earth Mother. And you possess this energy. So you can reclaim this connection with me now, in any moment. I am here for you. I am with you. I'm supporting you and I am holding you. So feeling that strength that you are, feeling that goddess energy wrapping you in a warm cloak, a warm hug with a flower crown. Know that your energy is protected and sealed. And from this space of joy and love, allow yourself to be integrated. And when you're ready, you can re-enter the space in total safety and protection. You open your eyes.
I just don't want to say anything. I feel so good. Yeah, it just feels so sublime, and it's just that energy I feel so many of us need right now. That feeling of being mothered. And I know a lot of people maybe on this call, we may be mothers, or we may be the type that cares for others, cares for the earth, and tends to that. And so we act as mothers and doing a lot of mother things. So I really want to honor everyone on the call who is a mother or mothering of the earth or the fairies or the animals or trees, whatever way that you are acting that in as a mother, in that mothering quality. And also honor your mothers and grandmothers in the lineage back through time of the women, because I know it wasn't easy for those lineages to do the mothering they needed to and needed to receive as well. So, yeah. and I'd like to open and just see if anyone would like to speak, share their experience or anything, or about their mother, or about the way they mother, anything to do with mothering, and or this meditation that Elisa so beautifully shared. Anyone? Yeah.
Charlotte.
I just wanted to just share my experience on the meditation. It was just so beautiful, and I just felt so supported the whole time. So thank you so much for that. And also, actually, earlier when you were talking about flowers, I just felt such an incredible warmth and energy in my heart, and just it felt so open, and an amazing warmth around my throat and yeah, above the crown area as well. So thank you. It was so lovely.
Thank you. So beautiful.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. And to know, like, I of course work with flower essences, and Elisa does too, and maybe some of you do as well, but you can also call upon the spirit, the deva, the angel, yeah, of the plants, and spiritually, and just ask them. It's like a transmission, right? Just ask for their energy, for their, because they are teachers and guides, and they carry an energy frequency. And so just calling them in. And what I do a lot is I'll put out a bowl of water, like doing something like this. I'm actually not at home today, but often I'll put out and then put drops if I have essence in there, and then that can be sent out. So that can be used for land or people. Just spread out those energies. If you want to say more about the flowers, Elisa.
Oh yeah, I just it's been really beautiful to, in meditation or healing sessions, to invite in flowers and flower spirits, and I've been doing that more recently, like opening up with the prayer today and then inviting in those flowers, and I think that in terms of the feminine and what we've been talking about, but also I'm really honoring like the feminine and masculine balance, but that and many flowers have encompass and embody the masculine as well, but just as an energy medicine, especially for empaths or hypersensitives, I find that we can get our plant medicine just from thinking about the flower, just from inviting the flower to be with us. It's like you can have the benefits of taking chamomile tea by inviting the chamomile to calm and soothe you. And I think as we're all becoming, as we do our work and we get more sensitive, it's like our bodies are able to receive on this like really etheric level.
Yeah, it reminds me that you had mentioned the Lemurian, which I relate to as well, like maybe others here do too, of the water civilizations that were very much based on being empaths, and energy healing was just being with flowers. You just transmitted, and that's how you balance yourself. And the same with the waters, and the same with the different energy medicine that more and more we're opening to do that. So, and I would like to talk a little bit about the roses too. I know you mentioned them, and because to me the roses have been a really powerful healer, right, for the heart, and also mothering. I've had experiences with white roses and red roses, and they also, the white and the red roses are a lot about the fairy realms. And so one of the things that I created, thought it might be fun to take together right now. Before we do that though, does anyone else want to share? I know we kind of moved forward, so. Anyone? Okay. I created Mother Divine Essence. It was actually when I was living in the place with the peonies that Elissa came to in Mosier, Oregon. And there was an altar ceremonial space that we used. And I was told I was working a lot with the red roses and those essences, and there was strawberries blooming. And they were actually really, and now that I think of it, I hadn't thought it this way, but the strawberries were really teeny wild ones, and the roses were really teeny little buds. And I was told to gather the bright red strawberry flowers and strawberries and the red rose petals and buds and make an essence of that for the Divine Mother, like with the Divine Mother, make that. And so I brought it to that altar and I made this essence. And sometimes when I make essences, I put the flowers, but then I also step back and go away because I want it to be the pure energy of the Divine Mother, not, not so much me. And so I made it, and then I was learning more about red roses are very good for the nervous system, and it was great tying in with what you're talking about, the nervous system. Our spine is our place of perception, right? And that roses can often help us integrate and go through the shifts in our bodies. So that essence for that, for the heart, for apathy, and I think with what's going on in the world, it's really easy to get kind of like, I don't want to do anything. And the exhaustion energy has been really high. I know I felt that way. So things that can help us like have more passion, have more excitement, get more energy going, even if it's just to be ourselves, not to necessarily do anything. It's just to do our own practices even. So that red rose was part of that. And also what's so interesting too with the strawberry essence is a lot of work you do as a healer, and I've done with others, and we're all doing is like the clearing of karma and the moving through these processes and clearing out all this stuff in these past lives, if that's the path you've taken. And what's so interesting about the strawberry essence is it's all about accessing the joy we've had in past lives. And I realize a lot of our healing, is centered on kind of difficult things we need to unwind, which is important in our lineages and the past lives, but that the strawberry was like calling in all these joyful, wonderful, amazing experiences that are part of us, part of our lineage, part of our soul line. And they're bringing them to us now. And I just thought, oh, how beautiful to be mothered in that way. And so I kind of hadn't been putting it out there, and just put it back on my website again, on my shop, the Mother Divine Essence. So yeah, I thought it'd be fun just to take it for a few minutes and experience a little different kind of flower, because it's fun too to invite them in and see, like they might feel really different, this kind of red energy, because we've been talking a lot about the white and the pale. So the red strawberries and the red roses, and then the Divine Mother energy. So I'm just going to take it directly, and you can invite in the and just letting that spirit, that Deva angel, and as we've taken these essences together kind of through the ethers, that they can stay with you and help you keep that alignment, or you can work with them as teachers and guides, and to know they're intelligent beings that can be, a relationship can be cultivated with them. You can talk to them, converse, ask. So invite that. Does anyone want to share any experience with that? I was feeling a lot of, it's kind of a good one to end with, because the other ones were more like calming. This one felt like, whoo, like, wake up, be passionate, like, you going here. And so yeah, I'm curious if anyone had tuned in.
Danielle in the chat said bright expansiveness, cosmic.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it just immediately had like just a really bright energy, and it was like kind of a quickening. Yeah, just very very different than the ones before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Anyone else? What about you, Elisa?
This one, immediately when you told us what it was, I could feel like the sort of the womb space and the breast space. Like it's a very sensual essence, I felt, and very like I felt it physically healing, like really like working on the physical and bringing in that in the way that that aphrodisiac herbs can, and rose too, when taken as an herb, just that warming and the red energy, and the strawberry being so like delicious. I just really felt the beauty and the joy, and it was interesting talking about the joy message of the strawberry, because I felt when we went through the meditation too, and that fairy energy came in, just that reminder that that play is the healer too, and that kind of leaning into our joy and that heart joy and aliveness is a blessing for us and for the people around us, especially now when things are, when it's easy to feel overwhelmed because of everything that's going on. There's a kind of a real service we can do through our joy.
Well said.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. That was so beautiful.
Does anyone else want to share anything? Okay. I'm just going to switch to speaker view here. Do you want to close the circle, Elisa, just to complete? And then I'll just do final few words. And
that would be great. I just want to thank you all so much too for being with us and creating this really beautiful energy together, and honoring that Divine Mother and Earth Mother in this circle. It's just been a really beautiful group and container. So thank you all for journeying together. If you like, you can close your eyes, and actually I'd love to close including, it might go over a little if you have to leave. I totally understand. Just a moment. There's a Divine Mother healing prayer from Yogananda that I've started sharing in sessions. So I'd like to share that prayer with you, and then we can release all of our friends who are with us to their perfect place. And Camilla has something funny to say about the Om too. And if you'd like to join me in chanting Om when I chant it, you definitely can. And you can unmute yourself if you know now that you want to join this Om. So just, you can close your eyes and feel that presence and connection that we've just been dancing in this whole time. Thank you so much to everyone here who are embodying the divine who came to be these beautiful incarnations. Thank you to the masters and teachers and ancestors and goddesses that are with us now. We're going to share the Divine Mother prayer and then we will release. Divine Mother, thou art omnipresent, thou art in all thy children, thou art in all those on this call. Manifest thy healing presence in their bodies, in their minds, and in their souls. May all here be blessed in the light of Divine Mother and with the fragrance of violets. May that violet flame once again cleanse and clear and hold us in perfect energetic protection and alignment. Thanking the lineage of gurus that have been with us. Thanking the goddesses, Anandamayi Ma, Kwan Yin, the Isis goddess and lineage. Thanking the ancestors who have been working with us, the flower and nature spirits, the elementals, the tribes. With this gratitude, we release you all to your perfect place, our nature spirit friends. The circle is now closed. Amen. The circle is now closed. Amen. The circle is now closed. Amen. Om, peace. Amen. And Camilla, if there's anything else you'd like to say in closing that energy.
Okay. No, that felt beautiful. Felt like lots of happy spirits that were with us. And I also want to say what a beautiful group of souls on the call. I know I said that at the beginning, but I just really can feel that beautiful essence that each of you carry, and that when we come together, how we create and weave this magic circle for emanating the Divine Mother and the Earth Mother. So thank you all so much for coming. And I just want to say one more thing, that for those that are interested in doing more work, I have an online course called Sacred Earth Connection. And I just want to let people know that I have a special on it through the 29th. And I'm also this week on the 10th doing for those who join, a call to welcome people to it. And it's a course that brings a lot of the teachings, earth-based teachings and spiritual work with fairies and nature spirits and elementals and ancestors, working with land, working with honoring earth school work. So I'm happy to talk to you more about that. And you can find out more at camillablossom.com as well. So thank you all so much for joining. Thank you so much, Elissa. I'm so grateful. It was such a beautiful, amazing experience. So thank you.
Thank you.
And to let people know, Elissa and I have talked about doing more teaching together. So this is just the beginning. Yeah. We look forward to that.
And if you'd like to learn more about the herb farm project that my husband and I are working on, our website is Nama, Namah, like Om Namah Shivaya, Nama.earth. And the crystal at Crystal Earth Journal on Instagram. We have a GoFundMe going on right now, so please share it if you feel called, and so grateful to connect with you all. Thank you so much. This has really been a pleasure.
Thank you. I'm so glad you shared that too. We'll have more information about how those links as well in the emails.
Thank you.
Thank you.